Question 1. What is the primary reason for constantly scanning the road ahead when driving? A. To identify potential hazards early. B. To admire the scenery. C. To keep your eyes moving. D. To check for speed cameras. Answers is A. To identify potential hazards early. Scanning ahead allows you to spot developing hazards, such as pedestrians, other vehicles, or changes in road conditions, giving you more time to react safely and prevent accidents. Question 2. What must you do when you see this sign at A junction? A. Stop and give way to all traffic. B. Slow down and proceed with caution. C. Stop only if traffic is approaching. D. Give way to traffic from the right. Answers is A. Stop and give way to all traffic. This sign, commonly known as a stop sign, requires you to stop fully behind the white line, or as close as possible, before entering the main road or junction. You must give way to all traffic on the main road before proceeding safely. Question 3. You are driving on a motorway. What is the minimum stopping distance at 70 in dry conditions? A. 96 meters 315 feet. B. 53 meters 175 feet. C. 73 meters 240 feet. D. 120 meters 394 feet. Answers is A. 96 meters 315 feet. The average stopping distance at 70 is 96 meters 315 feet, which is approximately 24 car lengths. This includes thinking distance and braking distance, which both increase with speed. Question 4. What does this warning sign indicate is ahead? A hump or speed bump. B. An uneven road surface. C. A dip in the road. D. A sharp bend. Answers is A hump or speed bump. This warning sign indicates that there is a hump or a speed bump in the road ahead. You should reduce your speed to avoid damage to your vehicle and for passenger comfort. Question 5. What should you do if you accidentally take the wrong exit on a motorway? A. Continue to the next exit. B. Reverse back to the correct exit. C. Stop and wait for assistance. D. Make a U-turn if it seems safe. Answers is A. Continue to the next exit. It is illegal and extremely dangerous to reverse or make a U-turn on a motorway. If you take the wrong exit, continue to the next junction and find a safe way to rejoin your intended route. Question 6. What does this circular sign with a red border and a diagonal line mean? A. No parking. B. No stopping. C. Loading zone. D. Clearway. Answers is A. No parking. This sign indicates no parking. You are allowed to stop to pick up or set down passengers or to goods, but you cannot leave your vehicle unattended. If there are two diagonal lines, it means no stopping. Question 7. What is the national speed limit for cars on a single carriageway road unless otherwise? A. 60. B. 70. C. 50. D. 30. Answers is A. 60. The national speed limit for cars and motorcycles on a single carriageway road outside built-up areas is 60/96, unless specific signs indicate a different limit. Question 8. What does this mandatory sign instruct drivers to do? A. Proceed around a roundabout. B. Turn left only. C. Give way to oncoming traffic. D. Stop ahead. Answers is A. Proceed around a roundabout. This blue circular sign with white arrows indicates a roundabout. You must proceed in the direction of the arrows clockwise and give way to traffic already on the roundabout from your right. Question 9. What is the primary purpose of a rumble strip on the road? A. To warn drivers of a hazard. B. To improve tire grip in wet weather. C. To delineate parking areas. D. To reduce traffic noise. Answers is A. To warn drivers of a hazard. Rumble strips are raised or grooved patterns on the road surface, designed to create noise and vibration when driven over, warning drivers of upcoming hazards, such as junctions, roundabouts, or bends.
Drivers should be prepared to slow down and give way to them. Question 11. When are you allowed to use the hazard warning lights on your vehicle? A. When your vehicle is stationary and causing an obstruction. B. When driving in heavy fog. C. When parked illegally for a short time. D. To thank other drivers. Answers is A. When your vehicle is stationary and causing an obstruction. Hazard warning lights should only be used when your vehicle is stationary and temporarily obstructing traffic, or is broken down. They should not be used when driving, except on motorways or dual carriageways to warn following traffic of a hazard ahead. Question 12. What does this sign indicate is the maximum speed permitted? A. 40, B. 30, C. 50, D. 20. Answers is A. 40. This prohibitory sign indicates a maximum speed limit. In this case, the limit is 40. You must not exceed this speed until you pass a sign indicating a different limit or the end of the restriction. Question 13. What is the correct action when you see a give way sign inverted triangle? A. Slow down and be prepared to stop. B. Stop completely before the line. C. Accelerate to join traffic quickly. D. Proceed without stopping if clear. Answers is A. Slow down and be prepared to stop. The give way sign means you must slow down and prepare to stop if necessary to give way to traffic on the main road. You only proceed when it is safe and clear to do so, without causing other vehicles to change speed or direction. Question 14. What does this sign warn drivers about on the road ahead? A. Slippery road conditions. B. Loose gravel. C. Uneven road surface. D. Steep descent. Answers is A. Slippery road conditions. This warning sign indicates that the road ahead may be slippery, especially in wet or icy conditions. Drivers should reduce speed and take extra care to maintain control of their vehicle. Question 15. When driving at night, what should you do if an oncoming vehicle has full beam headlights on? A. Flash your headlights to full beam and dip them. B. Keep your full beam on to see better. C. Look directly at their headlights. D. Close your eyes briefly. Answers is A. Flash your headlights to full beam and dip them. If an oncoming vehicle fails to dip their full beam, you should dip yours and avoid looking directly at their lights. Instead, look to the edge of the road until they pass to avoid being blinded. Question 16. What does this sign mean for vehicles turning right? A. No right turn. B. Right turn only. C. Give way to traffic. D. Right turn prohibited for goods vehicles. Answers is A. No right turn. This prohibitory sign with a red circle and a black arrow crossed out means no right turn. You must not turn right at this junction or point on the road. Question 17. What should you do if you are being followed by an ambulance with flashing blue lights and sirens? A. Pull over safely to let it pass. B. Accelerate to get out of its way. C. Stop immediately wherever you are. D. Maintain your speed and direction. Answers is A. Pull over safely to let it pass. You should pull over to a safe place as soon as you can, allowing the emergency vehicle to pass. Avoid sudden braking or swerving. Do not break any traffic laws to do so, such as going through a red light. Question 18. What does this sign indicate for the road ahead? A steep ascent uphill, B. A steep descent downhill, C. An uneven road, D. Road narrows. Answers is A steep ascent uphill. This warning sign indicates a steep ascent, meaning the road goes uphill with a gradient of. Drivers should be prepared to select a lower gear to maintain power and speed. Question 19. Which vehicle would this sign primarily restrict from entering the road? A goods vehicle over a certain weight, B. A private car, C. A motorcycle, D. A bus. Answers is A goods vehicle over a certain weight. This sign indicates no entry for goods vehicles. It prohibits vehicles exceeding a certain maximum gross weight from using the road. Other vehicles are usually permitted. Question 20. When would you typically use a turn in the road turn maneuver? A. When there isn't enough room to make a U-turn, B. Only on dual carriageways, C. To avoid a queue of traffic, D. When traffic is very heavy. Answers is A. When there isn't enough room to make a U-turn.
A turn in the road turn is used to change the direction of your vehicle when the road is too narrow for a U-turn, and there are no other options like side roads or roundabouts. Question 21. What does this sign indicate is ahead on the road? A railway crossing without a barrier, B. A level crossing with a barrier, C. A tram crossing, D. A pedestrian crossing. Answers is A railway crossing without a barrier. This warning sign indicates a railway crossing ahead that does not have automatic barriers. You must be prepared to stop and look for trains before proceeding. Question 22. What action should you take if you see this sign? A. Proceed straight ahead only, B. Turn right only, C. Turn left only, D. Any direction is allowed. Answers is A. Proceed straight ahead only. This blue circular mandatory sign with a white arrow means proceed straight ahead only. You must not turn left or right at this point unless other signs or road markings indicate otherwise. Question 23. You are approaching a junction where the traffic lights are not working. What should you do? A. Treat it as an unmarked junction or give way. B. Proceed quickly to clear the junction. C. Assume you have priority. D. Wait for a police officer to direct you. Answers is A. Treat it as an unmarked junction or give way. If traffic lights are not working, treat the junction as an unmarked junction, using caution and being prepared to give way to traffic from your right, unless road markings indicate otherwise. Question 24. What does this sign typically indicate regarding the road ahead? A. The road narrows on both sides. B. The road narrows from the right. C. A bridge ahead. D. Ahead. Answers is A. The road narrows on both sides. This warning sign indicates that the road ahead narrows from both sides. Drivers should be aware of the road width and adjust their speed and position accordingly. Question 25. What is the legal minimum tread depth for car tires in the A. 1. 6 m across the central 3/4 of the breadth. B. 2. 5 m across the entire breadth. C. 1. 0 m across the central half of the breadth. D. 3. 0 m across the outer edge. Answers is A. 1. 6 m across the central 3/4 of the breadth. The legal minimum tread depth for car tires in the is 1. 6 m continuously across the central 3/4 of the breadth of the tread and around the entire circumference. Question 26. What does this sign mean for vehicles attempting to overtake? A. No overtaking. B. Overtaking zone begins. C. Overtaking only for motorcycles. D. Overtake on the left only. Answers is A. No overtaking. This prohibitory sign indicates no overtaking. Drivers must not overtake other motor vehicles with more than 2 wheels unless they are stationary or traveling at a very low speed. This restriction usually applies until lifted by another sign. Question 27. What does this sign indicate about the priority of traffic? A. You have priority over oncoming traffic. B. Oncoming traffic has priority. C. You must give way to all traffic. D. Traffic lights are ahead. Answers is A. You have priority over oncoming traffic. This sign indicates priority over oncoming traffic. You have the right of way over vehicles coming from the opposite direction, typically on a narrow section of road or bridge. Question 28. What should you do when driving past a bus that has stopped at a bus stop? A. Watch out for pedestrians, especially children. B. Overtake quickly to avoid delays. C. Sound your horn to warn passengers. D. Speed up to maintain traffic flow. Answers is A. Watch out for pedestrians, especially children. When passing a bus stopped at a bus stop, be extra cautious. Pedestrians, particularly children, may be crossing the road after getting off the bus or rushing to catch it. Be prepared to stop. Question 29. What does this warning sign alert you to regarding road surface conditions? A. Loose gravel or chippings. B. Slippery road. C. Uneven road. D. Roadworks. Answers is A. Loose gravel or chippings. This sign indicates loose gravel or loose chippings ahead. Drivers should reduce speed to avoid skidding and to prevent stones from being thrown up and damaging other vehicles or pedestrians. Question 30. What does this mandatory sign require drivers to do at the next junction? A. Turn right only. B. Turn left only. C. Go straight or turn right. D. No right turn. Answers is A. Turn right only. This blue circular mandatory sign indicates turn right ahead. You must turn right at the junction or point where the sign is. Question 31. When are you allowed to cross a solid white line in the middle of the road? A. To pass a stationary obstruction. B. To overtake a slow-moving vehicle. C. To turn into a side road. D. At any time if the road is clear. Answers is A, to pass a stationary obstruction. You must not cross a solid white line unless it is safe to do so, and you need to pass a stationary vehicle, slow-moving cyclist, or to enter a side road. Overtaking moving traffic across a solid white line is illegal. Question 32. What does this sign mean for pedestrian crossings? A pedestrian crossing ahead. B, a pedestrian zone. C, no pedestrians allowed. D, a shared cycle and pedestrian path. Answers is A pedestrian crossing ahead. This warning sign indicates that there is a pedestrian crossing ahead. Drivers should be prepared to slow down and stop if pedestrians are using or waiting to use the crossing. Question 33. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead, commonly found near schools? A, children crossing or walking nearby. B, pedestrian crossing point. C, playground ahead. D, with child labor. Answers is A, children crossing or walking nearby. This warning sign means children and indicates that children may be crossing the road or walking nearby, especially in areas around schools. You should reduce your speed and be extra vigilant. Question 34. What is the purpose of braking system ABS on a vehicle? A, to prevent the wheels from locking up under braking. B, to reduce braking distance significantly. C, to increase fuel efficiency. D, to activate the handbrake automatically. Answers is A, to prevent the wheels from locking up under braking. ABS helps prevent the wheels from locking up during heavy braking, allowing the driver to maintain steering control. It doesn't necessarily reduce stopping distance in all conditions, but improves control. Question 35. What does this information sign indicate about the road you are on? A, motorway ahead or on a motorway. B, dual carriageway ahead. C, national speed limit applies. D, restricted parking zone. Answers is A, motorway ahead or on a motorway. This blue rectangular sign with a white road symbol indicates that you are either entering or are currently on a motorway. Motorways have specific rules and speed limits. Question 36. What should you do when approaching this sign indicating an embankment? A, exercise extreme caution, road ends near water. B, prepare for a steep hill. C, watch for falling rocks. D, slow down for a tunnel. Answers is A, exercise extreme caution, road ends near water. This warning sign indicates an embankment or quayside ahead, meaning the road may lead directly to a body of water, e.g., river, canal, harbour. Extreme caution is advised to prevent driving into the water. Question 37. What does this prohibitory sign indicate about vehicle access? A, no entry for any vehicles. B, give way to oncoming traffic. C, stop and wait. D, dead-end road. Answers is A, no entry for any vehicles. This sign, a red circle with a white bar, means no entry. It typically indicates that vehicles are prohibited from entering a particular road or section of road, usually to prevent. Question 38. What is the main hazard when driving through a tunnel? A, visibility, fumes, and emergency procedures. B, sudden strong winds. C, falling rocks. D, increased risk of animals on the road. Answers is A, visibility, fumes, and emergency procedures. Tunnels can present hazards such as visibility due to lighting changes, build-up of exhaust fumes, and the need to be aware of emergency procedures in case of an incident. Maintain a safe following distance. Question 39. What does this sign mean for large vehicles with trailers? A. No entry for vehicles with trailers. B. Trailers only. C. Recommended route for trailers. D. Trailers must turn right. Answers is A. No entry for vehicles with trailers. This prohibitory sign indicates no entry for vehicles with trailers. This often applies to roads or areas where large vehicles with trailers would have difficulty maneuvering or pose a safety risk. Question 40. What does this sign indicate about oncoming traffic? A. Oncoming traffic has priority. B. You have priority over oncoming traffic. C. Two-way traffic ahead. D. End of priority road. Answers is A. Oncoming traffic has priority. This sign indicates priority over oncoming traffic is. The red arrow pointing towards you means that oncoming traffic has priority, and you must give way to them. Question 41. You're driving behind a large goods vehicle. Why should you leave extra space? A. To see past it and allow for wind buffering. B. To encourage it to speed up. C. To allow other vehicles to pull in front. D. To avoid getting splashed. Answers is A. To see past it and allow for wind buffering. Leaving extra space behind a large goods vehicle allows you to see the road ahead, improving your hazard perception. It also gives you more room to react if they brake suddenly or encounter strong side winds. Question 42. What does this warning sign tell you about the road surface ahead? A. Uneven road surface. B. Speed bumps. C. Steep hill. D. Road narrows. Answers is A. Uneven road surface. This warning sign indicates an uneven road surface ahead. Drivers should reduce their speed and drive with caution to avoid discomfort or damage to their vehicle. Question 43. What does this sign indicate about the presence of animals? A. Wild animals may be on the road. B. Farm animals crossing. C. Petting zoo ahead. D. No animals allowed. Answers is A. Wild animals may be on the road. This warning sign means wild ahead. It indicates that deer or other wild animals may cross the road. Drivers should be vigilant, especially at dawn and dusk, and be prepared to stop. Question 44. When should you not use your fog lights? A. When visibility improves beyond 100 meters. B. When driving in heavy rain. C. When parking at night. D. During daylight hours. Answers is A. When visibility improves beyond 100 meters. Fog lights should only be used when visibility is seriously generally less than 100 meters. Once visibility improves, you must switch them off as they can dazzle other road users. Question 45. What does this sign mean regarding the use of your horn? A. No sounding of horn. B. Sound horn if approaching a bend. C. Horn test area. D. Horn required. Answers is A. No sounding of horn. This prohibitory sign indicates no sounding of horn. It is usually found in residential areas or near hospitals where noise should be kept to a minimum, unless to warn of danger. Question 46. What does this warning sign indicate regarding traffic lights? A. Traffic lights are ahead. B. Traffic lights are out of order. C. Temporary traffic lights. D. Green light ahead. Answers is A. Traffic lights are ahead. This warning sign informs drivers that there are traffic lights ahead. It provides advance notice, allowing drivers to prepare to slow down or stop as necessary. Question 47. What should you do if you encounter this sign indicating road works? A. Slow down and be prepared for hazards. B. Speed up to get through quickly. C. Overtake any stationary vehicles. D. Sound your horn to alert workers. Answers is A. Slow down and be prepared for hazards. This warning sign indicates road works ahead. You should reduce your speed, be prepared for lane closures, temporary traffic management, and workers or machinery on the road. Question 48. What is the typical speed limit in a residential area unless signs indicate otherwise? A. 30, B. 20, C. 40, D. 50. Answers is A. 30. In the default speed limit in built-up areas, including most residential streets, is 30 unless specific signage indicates a different limit, such as a 20 zone. Question 49. What does this sign mean for the road you are traveling on? A. One-way street. B. Two-way traffic ahead. C. No entry. D. Keep left. Answers is A. One-way street. This blue rectangular information sign with a white arrow means one-way street. All traffic must travel in the direction by the arrow. Question 50. What is the typical purpose of this sign often seen on rural roads? A. Warning of strong side winds. B. Warning of C. Direction to an airfield. D. High-speed zone. Answers is A. Warning of strong side winds. This warning sign indicates side wind ahead. It is often found in exposed areas like bridges or open stretches of road, advising drivers to be prepared for sudden gusts of wind which can affect vehicle stability.